hanging, and we are. This is all fucked up, because the conversation we had prior to this has got me all like crazy. But anyway, we're back, hanging with Scarcasm and with some more reactions, and we have guests on because it's August and that's kind of our thing. And over here is Mike Mahoney, Captain Mike, and he has a video for us that he loves and wants to share to us.
I do.
So why did you choose this video?
You know, Chase approached me, I don't know, a couple of months ago about coming on the show, and I was like, well, what are you guys doing? What type of, reactions are you after? And I think a day or two before I saw this video on my Twitter feed, and I was like, what's better than pooping and gaming? Something we can all relate to. So it's got pretty colors too. It's a functional toilet, and you can game on it. I don't see the problem here.
You no longer have to poop socket.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. I mean,
you no longer have to poop socket. You're already there.
All right.
And a lot of us like to game and eat, and this takes away the munchies because no one wants to eat, I don't think, while you're dropping a deuce. So you're cutting calories. You're still getting your gaming in.
Little kids be eating. Little kids be eating and shitting at the same time. Be like eating and then.
Look, I'm a fat dude. I'm not saying that it's happened before.
Oh, don't tell me you eat. Don't tell me you fucking eat a hoagie while you're taking a shit. Please don't.
Not a hoagie, but I was eating some chips one time, and I had to go.
Hey, slide me the Subway.
Oh, that happened to me. I was like 15 though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like 15. I didn't want to stop eating.
I mean, you're sitting there eating the Snickers bar and just like, this kind of looks like the thing that's down there.
No. I can't.
Or Baby Ruth.
Yeah, Baby Ruth. Absolutely.
All right, let's let it rip.
All right.
I like that story.
Double entendres, okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here it goes.
This is my toilet PC.
Oh no, it's so dumb.
Now, for obvious reasons, this has needed to exist for a long time. I need to take a dump while I'm gaming. But in order to explain why I spent the last few months planning, learning to cut into porcelain, and literally learning how to be a plumber for this video,
Wow. Just like the how-to video I watched. Now you poop in that hole.
I've got to tell you about a company that chose to pay me to make this lifelong dream possible. You guessed it, Micro Center supplied all the parts for this, sponsored this video, and they're paying me to turn my toilet into a gaming PC. More on this later.
So I actually just got my toilet PC set up. I'm playing on it for the first time.
Bro, you're lying.
I can already hear your garbage comments rattling in the empty space where my brain should be.
What about Steam Deck?
Spit on Steam Deck. I've been waiting like 15 years for my confirmation email or whatever that mine's on the way. I'm never getting a Steam Deck. What about a Nintendo Switch? I like Nintendo Switch. I've been trying to learn the Luigi Zero to Death for like 2 years on the toilet. And it's getting boring. I don't want to use my thumbs anymore, man. My nervous system is getting old. It's no longer able to support minute movements in my thumbs, okay? I want to do sweaty, try-hard FPS gaming from my toilet, which won't be easy. So we're not gonna wing it this time. So if you're looking really close at this 3D render that I made of the toilet tank, you'll see. Yeah, no, I winged it pretty good, yeah. The first step is cutting into this extra large toilet tank that I ordered for proper airflow and visuals. Oh yeah, that's nice. Because obviously you need to be able to see the gamer PC parts or they're basically not even there. It also adds a layer of sketchiness because there's another spot where it can leak from. If it's not still a flushing toilet, then it's just a ceramic PC case, which is just dumb. But what I'm doing is not dumb. This is not dumb. So my theory here is that half the toilet will be like the flushy parts, and the other half of the toilet will be the gaming PC. So on the back of the inside of the toilet here, I carefully glued
Giga epoxy.
a motherboard tray to hold all the PC parts. So what you saw me cutting a second ago is what I'm using to divide the water from the PC parts. I was gonna use a cutting board and get even sketchier, but you couldn't see through it, so I went with these and professionally glued it together. I also went ahead and glued my one fan. Oh my
I feel like this is cheating.
That's really just gonna fit perfectly into the top of the toilet tank because we're gonna have to wait on it to dry as well. And while it's drying, maybe you go down to the comment section and post that you were first, because I think it's really funny when like 100 people all comment that they were the first person there. The next day, I installed my water wall.
Who creates a 3D model to do this?
Nervous.
This dude is an engineer,
with a bunch
man.
more glue, so I had to wait for it to dry.
All right, that's drying.
In the meantime, it was computer builder time. So if you're following along at home, you're gonna need to know that a micro ATX.
Well, this is also proof that there's not even a lot of work for even engineers to where they're having to be content creators too.
Motherboard will not fit. This custom PC builder thing on Micro Center's website, it does a great job of telling you if your parts are compatible with each other's, unless you're building in a toilet, which no toilet? You know, it's not their fault that I didn't go with the ProFlow Aqueous or whatever that's like 16 gallons. I did a lot of toilet tank shopping for this.
This one has great shape, but it's tiny, and I don't like the button. Like, I want to flush it good.
You ever just be toilet tank
I
shopping?
hate those buttons
Since
on
we'll
the
have
top.
limited airflow and space for a power supply, I went with an Intel 12700, which, by the way,
They are weird. Just gotta press 2 every time.
And it's like, but like, here's the thing. I don't really notice much of a difference if I press 1 or 2.
You know?
So, no, I don't really notice much of a difference. Like, they seem the same to me. Like, I mean, of course, I'm not like studying my toilet as it's flushing, but like, it's just like I'm not a fan. Like, I've never had one of these until I moved here.
You're not a fan of a number.
So Scar, you're not sitting there going,
No, because here's the thing. When you have the buttons on top, you can't just reach back to the side and courtesy flush.
you gotta be like,
Why not? I mean, it's right here, though. It's just right here. I mean, it's just right here. It ain't that far.
so you just
Scar's
take your
gonna
thumb,
have that flexibility.
you'd be like, who's flushing this toilet? This guy.
This guy right here.
It was weird. It
if
took
you're
me
a
a
new
long
customer to
time.
Micro Center and you go in store, you can get $25 off, which is a great deal right now. I also got a 3060, which is more than enough for the sweaty games I play, and they also sent me 240 hertz monitor. It's really sweaty, baby. Oh, and I got to use the mouse and keyboard that Olivia picked out while she was getting scammed on Facebook. Hamster. So this is when it reaches maximum sketchiness. Because I'm gonna have all these computer parts right next to a bunch of toilet water separated by a little dinky water wall that I invented. That's not a real word. Water wall's not real. I made that up. And the sequence of installing everything is very elaborate because of what I'll have access to.
Yeah, there's about no room.
Like, I had to build out the entire motherboard with the power supply cables, the mouse dongle, the I/O, everything all attached to it. Here's how it's gonna have to go down. We don't test for leaks because that's for chumps. We reinstall the flushy parts, #plumber life. We feed all the wires through and hope I had enough brain wrinkles to not forget anything.
you mean
Fit
you
the
don't
motherboard
test?
in. It was so close. Yeah.
He don't test because Micro Center pay for all the shit.
Exactly.
He's playing with the churches, the house of
Yeah,
money. So,
yeah, play with house money. That's what I have to say, man. Like, come on. It's like, why don't you? You just told me you basically had to ninja rig this entire thing, and then you telling me you're not gonna test to make sure you don't completely destroy the parts after a number one.
In your
If he dies, he dies. If he lives, he
your-
lives.
He dies.
the PC that you are jamming into this thing is right next to water, and like the idea of testing to see whether the water is going to leak was a step too fucking far for this guy.
So,
Maybe
one thing-
that's the one thing he only needs one fan for, because it is water cooled, right?
Right. You silly. You idiots. Now listen though. I'm glad you paused it right here. Look at that epoxy that he has there, like that clear glass shield, and you see where the maximum water level is. Why didn't he just keep a couple of more inches on the vertical, just in case? Just in case it overflows. Why didn't he do that? Why didn't he do that?
Splashback barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
Better hope no one goes and leaves an upper decker, man. Damn.
Hey man, for real, man. Man,
Nutty.
that's crazy.
I shouldn't have winged it, probably. Bolt it down. Then fail to mount the GPU because the mounting plate doesn't clear. Panic a little bit, then modify the GPU to fit. But don't mount it yet because now it's sketch times 50. Have I mentioned I haven't tested for leaks?
Very high risk now.
So take it downstairs to the guest bathroom. Not even going to mention what Olivia thought about that.
Just discovered officially that it's not gonna fit upstairs. I'm gonna have to actually use the guest bathroom.
Disassemble the old toilet.
Toilet water. It's worse than dog water. Wow.
Mount a place for my mouse pad.
Whoa.
Wall mount the 240 hertz monitor.
Nice.
All right, his
Carefully
wife's a
place
champ,
and
man. He's
install
just
the
destroying
gamer
that
toilet
bathroom.
tank. Reconnect the water lines, run all
How
the
many
cables,
views he has,
then
man?
install the
He
GPU
for a new
fleshy
bathroom.
part, our one fan and top panel, and then we should be ready to freaking hold our breath, boys, because I didn't test for leaks.
Here we go. Water going on. Slowly. Oh. Oh my goodness.
He said slow. See, that's why you build a splashback, animal
Oh
son.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of water. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of water.
So technically, he's only getting half the amount of water per flush that he usually used to get because he's only using half of the actual.
Please hold. That's a lot of water right next to the computer parts. Oh my goodness. Please stop.
See?
Whoa.
He should have built a little more.
Well, well, I mean, I thought that I thought that it would have went higher than that because it's such a small area.
Right. Me too. I thought that it was going to. Well, here's the thing. The water is regulated by the bobber, right? So once the bobber hits his threshold and comes back up, gravity is no longer pulling on it. It becomes buoyant and it stops the water from filling in. So I guess if he's constricted that space, then that only makes sense that if the space is constricted, that it's realistic to conceive that the water would stop running because the bobber has started becoming buoyant again.
Or return the water off.
Scar, you still muted, B.
That's way too close for him not to have tested this shit, dog.
That's what I'm saying, son. And
It's not on his dime though. You're very much a risk taker when someone's paying for this stuff and says do whatever.
This is like he's taking his passive
but
income.
even with this, he's still fucking up his bathroom.
I'm sure they compensate him for that though. He's married. He know damn well he didn't just go in there and say, "I'm going to tear up the guest bathroom just to see if I can build a PC toilet." And his wife was like, "Sure, honey, why not? Let's go to Lowe's." You know, it work like that. I'm
girlfriend and not wife.
I thought he said it was his girlfriend, the one that got scammed.
Yeah. I thought he said girlfriend. So yeah, I don't know how much she got it. I don't know how much say she pulling in this household. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, that's crazy. My thing is, you actually can never use that restroom.
He's like, lady, do you get 600,000 views on the toilet PC? I do.
That's his girlfriend. He had a wedding ring on, so I wonder what the wife says. We know the girlfriend doesn't care, but what does the wife say?
Man. Why don't you gather them around and have a round table? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see the round table.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
It didn't completely die, which means it's time to share the video with your mom. Tell her this is what you want for your birthday. Tell her she can get all the parts at Micro Center, Tech Heaven. They have everything. So I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't test for leaks.
Yeah, it leaked somewhere. Oh my goodness. You should have tested for leaks, man.
And it started leaking. I was not sure the extent of the leak or what it could have damaged. I didn't have any real method of locating it other than disassembling, redoing everything. So I had a plan of what to do instead. Basically, what I did was
Flex Seal.
I just murdered it with Flex Seal. Just saying, anywhere I thought there'd be a leak, it got some Flex Seal. So I tossed that bad boy back together after crying a little bit while it was drying again, and I let her fill back up. And it was time for my months of hard work to hopefully have not destroyed the computer parts. This was it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here it goes. Oh my goodness.
The light turns on when he flushes.
Right.
It's working. It's coming on. Everything's working.
So the flush actually turns the computer on.
I don't see any leaks.
That's the power button.
Pull out.
It stopped. It's running.
So that means he can never flush. He's just got to sit on a friggin' throne of turds
That's a funky
until the game's over.
Man, yeah,
Well, he sits there, and then when he's done gaming, he flushes and it turns the computer off, and he goes about his way.
Yeah, and his legs
And
are just
like that, I had
shot.
the
So
perfect
he sits
fit.
there after
The
using
world's
shit.
first gaming
And-
toilet, with only one thing left
It
to
just
do:
doesn't move.
some hard-fought gaming.
See, but like,
What'd you say,
he's
Blue? I
gonna
couldn't
be
really
playing-
hear you over the video.
I just said he sits there after using the shitting and then just doesn't get up. Is that what we do it?
Like we've all sat there too long and your legs start going numb.
Get
and shit.
numb, yeah,
like,
man.
Like you gonna really sit there and play some fucking Counter-Strike while sitting there? Like you need to get one of those toilet seats with the cushions that old people have. Like
No, this is why the squatty potty was a thing. Is because sitting on the toilet for too long in that position is really bad for your bowels and stuff.
yeah, I saw a thing where you got this kind of like a stool. It wraps around like the front, and you kind of put your legs up so that your knees are up high in the air to give you that position of the squatty potty, but not necessarily in the squatty potty.
How do you guys have all this information stored in your mental Rolodex about being on the toilet? Is what's blowing me right now. The squatty potty, I don't, I mean, why do you just have that randomly stored in your brain pan to use in a situation like this?
Hey, it's old. It's old, but the squatty potty commercial would have been a good reaction video if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
I think we have to do that at some point.
I was on vacation a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and the Airbnb I was staying at in Virginia had a bio bidet. Now, the little like panel built into the wall. You don't think 3 minutes is long, but get hot water blasted on your butthole for 3 minutes. That's a long time.
But it was probably Fiji water though. If it was a bio bidet, it's probably really nice for you. Some nice spring water. Just hit you.
It says Fiji, but it's Walmart inside. Like, don't
right.
It's great value.
It's great value. Or
Where were you at in Virginia?
Alexandria.
Oh yeah, up there. That's you can't the cost per capita up there. They don't use toilet paper up there. They have somebody pay to wipe their ass, or you're gonna have to buy over there.
And when you leave your phone on the bathroom counter and you don't know how to stop the bio bidet, you're like, if I get up, shit's just gonna get blasted everywhere. So you're sitting there for 3 minutes looking at that counter, going, "That's a long time. It's a lot of water."
Wow.
I wonder who thought of that. I mean, who thought that shooting a stream of hot water up your butt would be something that someone would look forward to at the end?
I mean, we seem to be the only people that thinks that this is not the hotness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dumbass Americans are the ones that think that this is not a good thing.
Right.
Like, no.
All you have to do, you just gotta take it. You just gotta take it day by day. Okay.
Stop.
You can tell this dude has a kid.
All I wanted.
Wait. You got a place for your mouth.
Just got my toilet PC set up.
Bro, you're long.
No, he mounted a tray on the wall that folds down.
But that's just the mouth.
I got my toilet PC and it still flushes. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I need that.
Yeah, I don't even have to leave. I want to poop. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I'm straight.
Wait, what?
I'm straight sitting on the toilet right now, brother.
Bro.
This music reminds me of
Hey,
Fortune
boys, I'm
Rising.
top fragging from the toilet.
Bro, I honestly need proof, though.
How about I flush?
Yeah, flush.
If he do, gonna disconnect.
I wonder if they let him play that on Twitch.
Gotta be quiet because the baby's sleeping.
You have a kid and you have a toilet gaming PC, man.
Can you hear it? Did you hear it flush?
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, there we go.
Bro, what does your kid think about this?
He just goes, bah.
That's definitely kids.
Yeah.
I am content now. I am content. Because it's done. The toilet is done. I'm
You
actually
can never
surprised
use
it didn't
any of
crash.
those other pieces
So Microsoft
in
is
any
doing
other
this
room
thing
now.
to where you can...
What do you say?
as Costanza when he tried to return the book, those items have been flagged.
Man. Do you think when MSI sent him that they really thought he would mount it in the toilet, like in his bathroom? You think they really thought that?
Probably not in that fashion though. They probably had him going a different way with the design, but he literally made it into you know what I mean? Like
a shitter.
Man. Yeah.
A shitter PC. So I mean.
You know who would have something like that though? Glove box. If you guys hadn't seen his man cave for real, his man cave is something like that.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was hanging with Glove Box last week.
Were you? Yeah, man.
Got that backstage Pentagon tour. It can't be beat.
Oh man, I wish when I was out there I couldn't get him because he was off like the day we went to the Pentagon. But I did catch up with him. But sorry.
Other than the commando stuff, like we can run with the commando stuff. We don't rep for the commandos. The Blue don't even rep for the commandos no more.
No, we don't.
You talking about that Washington football team?
The commandos.
I can't wrap my head around
commanders, right? The commanders.
No, nigga, the commandos. Yeah,
so they're not wearing underwear?
Like, they chose the dumbass name, so we not calling them the commanders. What they commanded? Not a thing. They not winners. So they the commandos.
All right. Well, let's finish out the video.
Can submit your build on their website, and as long as it's legit, you'll get a coupon for your next in-store purchase. And you could submit your build.
Well, I guess that must be some, advertisement type stuff.
I think that's just
that is the wildest. That is just straight wild, bro.
Yeah,
that is crazy, man.
Like, where does the inspiration for this come from? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. Where does the genesis of this come from? Like,
his 12-year-old self. It came from his 12-year-old self.
The wild boy. I understand a handheld in there. Like, say, we got a switch or something in the bathroom. I understand, but a whole PC gaming in the bathroom while you're sitting there, give yourself atrophy on the toilet playing Counter-Strike, like you said.
Why don't we have? How come we didn't have the Kinect in there? That would have been the ideal spot.
Oh man,
play some Uno.
Man, exactly. No, you do not have that in there.
I stopped playing Uno because they added the video feature.
Well, he could play. He could be playing Honey Pop on the toilet, you know.
Imagine having your Kinect in there and then you accidentally using Skype to call somebody. Like, like that would be the most terrible thing. Like, it just look up and Knox is over there on the screen. Blue, what you doing?
Well, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened on Skype. It's not the worst thing that ever happened on Skype, and that was from a politician. Remember that?
I can tell you the worst thing that's ever happened to me on Xbox Live, but that's on the actual show, not here. But on the actual show, we'll talk about that. That's how I stopped playing Uno, and I hated it.
Well, thanks everybody for watching, and catch us back for some more reactions later.
Peace out.
Deuces.
Peace.